Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah, been a little bit since I updated this LP, so sorry about that. I don't know what else to say other than real life stuff, been keeping me busy. Then Overwatch happened, and actually I just recently impulse bought a Wii U, and Tokyo Mirage Sessions is happening, and it's a pretty fun game. Pretty much just PS2 quality Mega 10, honestly. Tokyo Mirage Sessions is up there with Nocturne and P3, P4 in terms of quality, I'd say. It's pretty good shit. Go buy it if you have a Wii U. It's worth it if you like Mega 10. But yeah, I'm not Let's Playing that game, I'm Let's Playing this one. So if you recall last episode, Echidna in Tokyo Destiny Land told us to check out Shinagawa because there's an angel up to no good, and it's Yuji, looking like the Dorito Pope. Which, Yuji, don't do that. You're stealing Jeff Keighley's one thing. Actually, Jeff Keighley does a lot of stuff for the game industry that a lot of people don't really talk about because memes, but oh well. So this is one thing about this game I actually really enjoy, is Yuji comes back here late into the game, kinda, and he's totally into the whole law thing. And you never really quite learn if he was brainwashed after he died and his soul went up to heaven, or if he was kind of just predispositioned towards this sort of thing, like Takashi was for Chaos, and he just kind of, like, him dying was kind of just the pushover that he needed. Personally, I really like that it's kept ambiguous, and I don't really think there's meant to be a clear answer. I'd say if there had to be one, it's probably that he was just always like this, because, I don't know, I kind of think that in terms of what this game established, in terms of alignment representatives for Law and Chaos, generally they tend to be people of that nature and not really forced into it, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is the Angel Haniel. Shows up in later Mega 10 games as just kind of a regular demon, I'm pretty sure. But then again, I suppose a lot of the bosses we fought so far have. I think there's Haniel, and then there's a few other of this type that are pretty similar. I often get these angels confused. But yeah, this is the one in front of us right now, so we're going to kick his ass. This boss sucks. He's really not hard. Even if you aren't cheesing the game like I am, you really shouldn't have any difficulty with this guy. You probably know what to do at this point for strategy. Pretty much everything that you do at this point is gonna work for the rest of the game, except for like a couple bosses, maybe actually only like one boss. But yeah, we have a buff now, so that's super nice. I feel like Yuka's kind of not pulling her weight in battle so much anymore, but oh, but yeah, then Zhao died, so rest in peace my buffer, but it shouldn't be too bad. We're doing some work. I think I might just auto this out, actually. Oh, I guess oh yeah, I do. Fuck it. Yeah, that... Yeah, that was, not that hard. But yeah, so bosses at this point also have just fucking ridiculous, levels, which means that you get just a shit ton of experience points every time you kill a boss, which is pretty nice. We actually are going to fight a lot of bosses this episode. I actually think in terms of episode to boss ratio, this one's gonna be the most bosses overall for the entire Let's Play. So, I'm gonna be showing off some, or actually just one optional fight, and then, there's some other story stuff we do later. But yeah, the last portion of this game just throws bosses at you like crazy. Yep, I did, Yuji. What are you gonna do about it? Yep. Pretty much. Okay, go back to drinking Mountain Dew. Alright, so at this point we're just gonna teleport out of here. And I'm gonna go back to Ikebukuro here just because it's kind of something I've been neglecting, but it's gonna be nice for later. There's a weapon shop here that I don't actually think I've gone into yet. And I'm basically just going to grab some better guns for both of my characters here. The golden gun is pretty expensive and my inventory is full of fucking course. Always with this game with the inventory. So, yeah, I'm gonna buy a golden gun. I don't have enough money for 2, unfortunately, but, you should buy some... Like, at this point, you should get some better gun equipment. And then also, too, these magic shells. These are the best bullets in the game. They're not the most powerful, but they are the best because they're another one of those status effect dealing bullets. And magic bullets deal charm, so you have a very high chance of just charming enemies on the enemy team. And that combined with the Hinakagetsuchi and just... what more could you possibly want, honestly? But not only that, magic bullets also have another thing that help you break the game. They ignore any resistance or nullification effect that an enemy may have for bullets. So, normally, enemy can't take bullet damage. You have magic shells equipped, that's no problem. So, we are going to need magic shells for a boss later on to make our lives a lot easier. And even that's kind of going to be a pain in the ass, but oh well. So yeah, now we're ready to go back to TDL, Tokyo Destiny Land, for those not in the know. I don't know why I said that like I'm super hip or something, but yeah, we're going to fight Echidna, and you should really, you get it by now, right? Like, whole battle thing, it's fine. So yeah. I'm just gonna use this time to talk about 999, because I've been playing that recently, and it's a pretty fun game. Visual novel thing, I don't know, some people get really mad when you call visual novels games, and I don't know, whatever, who cares? It's a game. I put it in my 3DS, it's a game. So, yeah, that's a nice little puzzle thriller. I have some gripes with it. I'd say I love it, or sorry, I'd say I like it, but don't love it. But, yeah, I'm almost done with it. I'm on my way to getting the true ending, which I'll probably actually do later tomorrow. That's actually all I really had to say on 999. It's fun. There's like some minor writing gripes I have, and I really don't like the puzzles in that game, honestly, but oh well. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Back to SMT1 and this amazing battle. That was the spell animation. Isn't that exciting? Echidna is a little bit harder. I've heard of her giving people some trouble on the normal route. Or, sorry, I shouldn't say normal route. I basically just mean if you're playing this game how it's intended. I've heard Echidna giving people trouble, but I don't know. I've never really struggled against this boss myself, honestly. I think even if you're playing this game normally at this point, if you roll with a full party of 6, chances are you have more than enough spells and skills and stuff at your disposal that you really shouldn't be having too much difficulty, at least with... I'd say the final dungeon, if you're not choosing the game, can be probably... It's probably one of the worst things imaginable in an RPG, to be honest. But even then, you just have so many options available to you at this point that you should be fine, even if you're not dealing as much damage as I am. That should do it. Yep, did it. For the record, I'd say that if we didn't have the Hinakagetsuchi equipped, I'd say that Kazuya would probably be doing... probably 120 damage with his swords or so at this point, maybe 150. At least that's what I don't know. I dicked around one time on one of my playthroughs with just playing through the end game with regular gear just to see the difference, and actually didn't really have that much fun with it just because the final dungeon of this game is just terrible. I don't know if I've referenced that before in this LP. I probably have. It's kind of infamous for being bad, and we're gonna get there soon, so... Yep, Akina's dead. And, she's staying dead. So at this point, we are going to be doing some optional stuff. But yeah, we're gonna say goodbye to Tokyo Destiny Land. Not ever gonna come back there, we don't ever need to. Maybe if we wanted to, go ahead and change our alignment. Actually, no, at this point, I think you're good on alignment. I don't know if you can actually change it with the alignment game at this point. You might be locked in. That... I should have experimented with that, but, I didn't, so... I don't quite remember why I'm back at Ueno. Oh, sorry, did I say... I meant Roppongi. Got the maps confused there because they're both long rectangles. Oh, okay. Yeah, now I remember what I'm showing off here. Okay, so, basically what you do is, go back to Roppongi, and then go to the northeast, kind of like how we did to go to that fork in the road. Then you go to the police station, and on the first floor of the police station, you can actually exit onto the world map. And that's how you get to this little optional area here. This is all optional, by the way. You don't need to do this part. And this is actually something that, if you're not doing what I'm doing with the Hino Kagetsuchi, you should probably keep in mind. Over the course of the game, these little huts will open up, and you can choose one of 3 chests with a little random item in it. And you can actually get some pretty decent gear, if I recall, from a couple of these places. But I'm personally not going to be really showing them off, just because everything I have I'm good with right now, and probably will be for the rest of the game, so... But yeah, if you're playing, they might be exclusive to the neutral route. I'm sorry, I don't know for sure. Actually, I think that they, if I had to lean one way or the other, I think they're actually available on all routes, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, you can totally go to those huts for some cool gear. Okay, so a little bit southward, we're gonna go to this TV tower over here. Or rather, Tokyo Tower, but... you'll see what I mean shortly. Gonna go all the way to floor 30. Not really sure if there's honestly all that much worth exploring for other than what we're about to do. So yeah, if you go through this room... gonna hop on into a little TV station right here. So all of those monitors and stuff that we've been seeing throughout Tokyo for this, the post-apocalypse part of this game, has been coming from this tower, so that's something. It's actually a cute little bit of world building there, actually. I kinda think that's neat. This reminds me of the infomercials you see at like 5 AM with people selling holy water for like 20 bucks, which is like... man, one hand I feel bad for the people buying into that because you're being exploited as fuck, but I don't know. People that buy into that enough so that they can constantly make ads for it on TV is really sad. People are dumb. What can you say? But anyways, yeah, this is Cosfiel. Another angel. Palette swap of Haniel. This fight is totally optional, and you can do it if you want. I usually, if I play through this game casually, I tend to just kind of skip this guy because he's kind of out of the way. You have to go through the police station to get to him. I've never been able to find any solid information onto whether or not this guy actually affects your alignment. which is kind of obnoxious. Not gonna lie, I I've gone on multiple forums and just various communities that would have at least probably someone who would know, and I've never been able to get a straight answer out of anyone. I have messed around with it myself on multiple save files, and I've never been able to trigger an alignment change with this guy. So I have a feeling that this is totally, like, killing this guy doesn't affect your alignment at all, but at the same time that feels kind of weird. You would think you'd kind of lean more towards chaos if you killed this guy, you know, but who knows. So yeah, we killed him, and we're done with here. We can probably explore a little bit more. I usually like to show things off fully, but I don't really think there's anything super worth it in that tower. I feel like I've explored it once before, and I didn't really come away with anything all that great, so... Now we are gonna go back to our good pal Steven. Once again, you can find him in the Ginza basement. So we're gonna give him the extra memory board we got from, I believe, the guy in Ueno. Perfect. So now, if you remember, there is even another basement floor to Ginza that we can go down. It's the Dorito-colored place, if you recall. I'm referencing Doritos a lot this episode. This is kind of concerning. I feel like I'm shilling for a product that I have not been paid to shill for. And it's our good pal, the old man, again. So if you remember, he told us to come back here if we ever felt like we were stuck in a place with no solution. So yeah, after you kill Echidna and Haniel, you're pretty much left with nowhere to go, so you head back here. Only problem with that is I'm not sure if you never found this place when you're just playing through normally. Like, if you're just some random Japanese teen and you were playing this game and you just missed this part and you killed both Haniel and Echidna, would you just have to walk around every area of the game until you found a thing that would let you progress? That's shitty. That's real shitty. Like, I know people complain about the neutral route in SMT4 and how it has you do a bunch of dumb stuff, but like, man... I'd take a bunch of side quests over not knowing what the fuck to do any day. Game design. So yeah, we're gonna go up a little bit more. There's a nice little passageway. Just gonna keep following it, and we will get to our destination eventually. There we go. Oh, no, we were going back down again. Kinda just wish that this part was like a straight hallway instead of this weird miniature dungeon that it puts you through, but whatever. Not even like anything really of note in that passageway. Alright, so here we are. If this doesn't look like a final dungeon to you, I don't know what does. And, trying to get us some ale here, but, tend not to, cooperate very well. Just gonna kill it. Hey, it's our friends. I guess. Do you think Chaos Hero mains Reaper? I think he does. That's another thing I've done while I was gone, by the way. I created a Twitter account called @ReaperNames, which basically just collects a bunch of pictures of people playing Reaper in Overwatch with absurd usernames, and it's taken off almost at 14,000 followers somehow. It's probably the most impact I'll ever have on humanity, which is pretty ridiculous to think about, but whatever. I'll take what I can get. Even if that means making fun of edgelords on the internet. It's probably worth it. So yeah, the the later parts of this game have that text box wrapping. I guess that you could call it like this weird like wrapping issue with the text just real bad here, as you can see, and it's kind of annoying, but it never gets so bad as to be unreadable, at least. We're doing it. Or they're doing it. So yeah, the final part of this game just kind of takes place in this all-out war within this giant cathedral, which is actually kind of a neat idea. I enjoy it as a concept. So both the Law and Chaos sides want us to go out and destroy the 4 Guardians protecting Tokyo right now. And you would think on neutral route that since both of them want it, we would want to keep them around, and we'd just go ahead and fight the Law and Chaos sides right now, but yeah, the game won't let us do that, so we're gonna go out and fight them. But right now we are making our way back, and Rangda is in our way. So I did something really stupid here. So in every SMT game, these guys reflect physical. So what do? I hit auto, and I am lucky that I did not take more damage than that, because fuck. But yeah, nothing like escaping. So yeah, that was really stupid of me. I'm just gonna teleport the fuck out of here. Alright, but before we go ahead and meet up with the 4 Guardians, there is one thing you do need for this part of the game. So you may have noticed there's been some doors we just straight up can't open, and they've all been in those mansions that we've encountered throughout the game, which are actually the 4 residing places of the 4 Guardians. So that's what that's all about. But yeah, we need to talk to this guy on the 4th floor of Shinagawa, and we need to get a key from him that will help us access those 4 Guardians. I don't know why this guy, of all people, has it on him. Like, how did he stumble upon this thing that seems really, really important to the general spiritual state of Tokyo? Like, this guy may be super important, we'll just never know. But yeah, this is the last of the giant mini-boss-esque demon summoner fights, so... Really, at this point, the large waves of demons aren't too intimidating, they're just annoying because you have to cycle through everyone's attacks, animations, and whatnot, so... But yeah, you know, general stuff, you know, Kagetsuchi. Use guns if that's more effective for your current team. Guns are pretty good at crowd control, as you probably know by now, so... Yep, last wave right here. Gonna buff for this one just to be safe. Play this one a little seriously. Azionga did not do much, but it's shocking them, so that's good. That's what we want, pretty much. Just get the enemy to do as few moves as possible. They seem to be weak to fire, so that may be helpful too. And just like that, pretty much everyone except for one enemy is shocked or asleep. Just gonna auto this the rest out. And then we get frozen. Yeah, enemies that freeze are just the worst. Well, it's not so much enemies that freeze, it's enemies that are fast and can freeze, because you can't kill them before they freeze you. Oh yeah, so that's annoying. I've never actually run into that problem before where I found a key item after a fight and then I didn't have enough space to carry it, but yeah, you just walk back onto the towel, or the towel, I don't know what the fuck I just said. You walk back onto the tile, is the word I was looking for, and you just pick it up automatically. And we're gonna get our second golden gun here, so. Now both of our characters are decked out with proper equipment, so that's good. Make sure you pick up magic shells now before advancing on with the story. Well, actually, you do have a little bit more time, but you might as well just pick up the magic shells now for both your characters. They help. So, yep, this is, I believe this is the one south of Shibuya. Yep, this is where we did our little training montage. Good times. Speaking of that, that episode that was forever just stuck in this weird copyright limbo, I actually had to re-upload it with different music for one section from the PS1 version of the game, for those of you that missed it. Seems to be back up finally all of these months later. So that's nice. I'll probably take the re-upload, like, I'll probably make the re-uploaded version private then, because there's no point, so. Yeah, that's nice though. Thanks for being super slow on the copyright, YouTube, but whatever. So yeah, actually, I never knew this, but since we have Zouchiten in our party, we just didn't have to fight him, which is pretty cool. I think in every other playthrough of the game I've ever had, I didn't keep Zouchiten for that long for whatever reason. Like, I might have fused him into something else. So, that's a cute little touch. I feel like there's other spots in the game, though, where similar situations can happen and they don't really address it, but whatever. Alright, so the 4 Guardians are even weaker, actually, than the than Echidna and Haniel, I do believe. So, some of them are more powerful than others, but they're not really too big of a deal, as you see. So yeah, that's 1 down. But hey, like I said, bosses give pretty great XP, so that's something. That's a name that should be familiar to anyone who likes mainline SMT. Alright, so that's 1 down. Second one, not actually sure where this one is. I think this is to the west of Shinagawa, I want to say. Yeah, nothing really worth showing off in any of these mansions, I believe. We pretty much run into everything that we, ran into everything that we can so far that show up here. Hey, we level up again, so that's nice. We're in our 60s. I've ended the game before, and I think I've actually ended the game before at level 70, so that's, a good indicator of how far we've come since we started this LP. We're, nearing the finish line here. Komokoten. Once again, probably just gonna auto this guy out. Don't really know if it's worth it to do anything else. Oh, guess I'm taking this one seriously again for whatever reason. To be fair, better to be safe than sorry, I guess, so. Yeah, it does not do much damage. Yeah, Megiddo in this game is fine, but from what I've been told, I think people say that Remudra actually deals more damage. I've never really, like, tested it myself, but I can see that being the case. Alright. And now, yeah, if you go north of Tokyo Destiny Land, that's gonna be the third and second to final of the 4 mansions. I apparently can't pronounce tile, and I also can't count today, so yeah. That's always fun. Yeah, just a dead end there. And here's the final guardian. Chiko Kuten. Everything's a guardian to you guys. Well, time for another curb stomp. Okay, bye. We're buffed. You're fucked. Oh, hey, he lasted 1 round of Hinokage. Oh, well. Finished him off. Alright, that's the 4 Guardians. I'll see you guys next time as we go back to the cathedral and see what that just did.